Yeah. Start stream and countdown start at the same time.
That will be nice.
I'm doing that because I'm sick of, I have to click and hit the countdown at the same time. It's such a pain in the butt.
You know what else is a pain in the butt?
What? Me?
You.
Me, yeah. See? It's yeah, but it's not funny because I knew what you were going to say. So say that again.
You're a pain in the butt?
I know you are, but what am I?
Okay, Pee Wee Herman.
I know you are, but what am I?
Paging Dr. Herman. Dr. Herman.
In your Herman. Oh, I forgot to open Twitch. Let's see if I get my standard 3-second delay. I hate watching Twitch on my mobile phone because the delay is like 15 seconds on my iPhone as opposed to my Android device. Oh, I got a notification. Go back. Oh, wow.
Get back.
Oh, my God.
Get back to where you want. Oh, wait a minute. We can't pay for that song.
No. I just tapped on, obviously, it's the Nev, my actual Twitch account. Actual. When I looked at it last week, I had 9 followers on it. I haven't done anything, and it's got 16 followers on it.
Nice.
I haven't done anything. Like literally, I've done literally nothing on it because I do everything on this channel.
Right, but they're following you because they're fans of you.
Yeah, but I don't stream on my channel at all, like ever.
We could do dual streams.
Well, we always planned on doing the whole dual stream thing when we figured out how to, play StarCraft and Ages of Empires so that you could be on that channel, on this channel, and I could be on my channel.
We still can.
I know we still can, but we're busy with other stuff at the moment.
Yeah, like fixing a computer that seems to be proprietary and too small for a video card.
Yeah. It's a tiny case.
It is a very tiny case.
HP. Oh. HP must be like the equivalent of Dell in the UK because I hate Dell. I despise their products because
well, I'm from
they're
Texas,
proprietary.
So we like Dell down here in Texas.
Kalenix said, "iBlackish told me to say hello to everyone."
Well, hello, iBlackish. Good.
Kalenix, go and tell iBlackish we say hello. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I agree with you. HP is slightly below Dell. Dell are the worst. They proprietarize all of the hardware that goes into, so memory, and then it's like, oh, if you want a memory upgrade, it's 3 times the market rate for that 1 gig strip. It's like, what? Excuse me? Because you can't just go out and buy a standard 1 gig strip. You have to buy their 1 gig strip. And I discovered that, and as a direct result of that, I never, ever, ever purchased a Dell PC ever again. Ever. Like, ever, ever. Never, ever, 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 ever again.
Never gonna get it. Oh, see, we can't pay for that one either, Neil. You're making me sing songs. Anyway, it's a minute.
Okay.
We gotta go quiet.
Yeah.
This is Fighting Drunk from the ANZGC, and you're listening to the Escape Pod Cast on the Escape Pod Castaways network. This show was recorded in front of a live studio audience. Take it away, boys.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast.
This week, we got a new ship.
And it's the bomb!
Really, Paul? Really?
Sorry, I thought after this week we needed a laugh.
Well, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren gets a major buff.
And of course, some people are not happy about it. Go figure.
The guild events are not as important as PAX, apparently.
Nobody plays this game for the community anymore, though, right, Neil?
Speak for yourself.
I usually don't.
Our incoming transmission introduces you to a brand new content creator.
That's right. Dickie Darkside joins us for the incoming transmission, and Neil, his first video was released just this past week.
Ooh, very nice. And then into our fourth segment, we have Patreon's Choice as usual.
And I get to make an announcement of epic proportions. I cannot wait.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, Neil Andrew Eyre, and as always, I'm joined by my hetero life partner, Paul Anthony. Paul, how you doing, buddy?
This has been a hell of a week.
It has been a very, very colourful week. Colourful, definitely.
So sorry first off, sorry to those who tune in for marbles week after week after week. I just needed to take a break last night. But we did have an event happen last night. And guys, we are very, very supportive of our friend Biscuit Weasel, aren't we, Neil?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Last night, Biscuit Weasel was unlocking his General Anakin Skywalker live on stream for everybody. He had tried 5 times to get through it. Then, on his 6th try, he is 2 hits away from scoring from passing phase 2. And you know how tough it is, Neil.
Actually, I don't, because I've never done the event before. I haven't gone for
You've heard how tough it is, Neil.
Oh, I've heard how tough it is, yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I've seen how tough it is as well.
And as he's 2 hits away, lightning strikes a tree outside of his house. It knocks him offline. It turns off his power, and it fries his computer. The new computer that he just bought.
Yeah.
That he took the money that from his Patreons. He took the money from the level 5 hype trains that he's gotten. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I do not want you to spend a bit on this show. I want you, if you're watching live, there's a link right down below inside the Twitch channel. I do not want you to spend a bit on us. I want you to go help Biscuit Weasel. Go help Biscuit Weasel, because he put blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, and this is not how this is supposed to happen, and this is where content creators and the community comes together to support their own. So I don't want to see a darn bit come in. All I want to see is follows when I look at that activity feed. If you aren't already following, I want you to spend your bits on taking care of Biscuit Weasel, so he can meet the deductible on his homeowner's insurance to take care of what was lost. We still don't know about the mic. We still don't know exactly about the soundboard. There are things that we don't know yet, and we need to help take care of him.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Do not put a bit in my pocket. Click directly that link that Helenix invoked from the Streamlabs bot. Click that link and go directly to him. No Twitch cut. I'm sorry, Twitch. In this case, if you want somebody to still be on your system, you're not going to worry about the cut this time around. No Twitch cut. The only cut that happens is the processing fee from PayPal. This will go directly to him. Make that happen. Us, on the other hand, we're still on our 1,000 subscribers on YouTube push. We are, there's lots of things that'll happen then. We really would love to see that happen. And Neil will cut his hair.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I have heard that roasting a thought gets you lots of followers as well.
Doing what?
Roasting. I've heard that roasting a Twitch thought also gets you lots of subscribers as well.
I don't want to go into that. I don't want to go into that.
I'm making fun. Of course, we're not going to do that.
I'm
not going to roast someone I don't know. I only roast people I know and love, like DMV, for sucking at Fortnite.
It is absolutely great to see D Popeye inside the Twitch inside the Twitch chat. One of our good fallen compatriots, who we lost just after Malik. But I
have Malik. I have another Malik. I got so excited. I had such an awesome week on GAC. I can talk about GAC in this show. GAC. Twice I had to send myself to the naughty corner, and I partially blame you. It was your fault. One of them was your fault, and the other one was Thaddeus's fault. You lined me up for it. Oh, so what have you got on next week, Neil? Well, I've got, and then I said the game that we're not allowed to mention during that show. Which
during
annoyed
that
me.
show, it's our own show. It's Geeking Out with Going Nerdy.
Yes, I know, but I made that rule, and I'm the one that keeps breaking it all the time.
We just call you out on it.
Oh yeah, but you hey, at least I abide by my own rules.
That is
Got to
true.
respect me for that. I do stick with my own rules, and I was excited. I had every right to be excited about my GAC. You saw my GAC last night. Yesterday.
I saw it yesterday, and oh my gosh, was that intense. Guys, after this show, go back and watch just like the from 15 minutes in until
30 minutes. 45 minutes I spent on that account.
Yeah, Neil had one of the most epic GAC battles. I'm not going to tell you who won, but it was damn good.
It was just unbelievable. That was just those last four battles. Those last four character battles. I
didn't think you.
I still get goosebumps just thinking about it. I still, it's like, you need what was it you said? You said I needed how many 55s?
You needed 3 55s to tie him.
I needed I needed 4.
No, you needed 3 55s after you did that second battle.
Yeah, I needed 4. Yeah, I needed 3 55s, 3 55s to tie, and I needed a 55, a 55, and a 56 to win. Yeah. But yeah. Just with and then I completely and utterly screwed the pooch on my other 2 GACs. It was a good one. It's a good. And this next one's going to be even more interesting because we have a new ship, don't we, Paul?
We do. Before we get into the ship, though, let's start with the content update that dropped on June the 3rd. And we'll get into each of the things in this content update, but let's go to the most important thing. The most important issue. You ready for this, Neil?
Yeah, I'm listening.
They fixed a bug where Supreme Leader Kylo Ren's head would disappear sometimes when you activated his ultimate ability in raids.
Why can't I see that on the forum?
It was under the
oh yeah, now I can see it. I clicked on the wrong link.
You had a headless Kylo Ren, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren nonetheless.
Yeah.
That would his head would disappear when you activated his ultimate ability in raids. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I wish they would have just kept that, because, you know, when I finally unlock Slacker, I wanted to be able to see this.
Oh, you're not going to see it. A headless Slacker.
But now what they're going to do is they're going to release a pack where you can unlock the headless Kylo Ren. Thank you for that joke, Moon. They also fixed a bug where Darth Malik's Fidget Force audio wasn't playing when viewing him in the journey guide. I don't play with sound. I didn't notice it.
I don't play with sound either. So sound bugs, I know nothing about sound bugs because I do not play it with sound. Haven't played it with sound for a while now, actually. Been a couple years since I've played it with sound.
All right, let's go ahead. Do you want to talk more about Kylo, or do you want to talk about the ship?
Finish the update, because it's got fixes written down, hasn't it?
Yeah, well,
changes and fixes. So we'll go over the changes.
Let's go over the changes. Maybe we'll make the chase 2 segments here. But they updated Supreme Leader Kylo Ren's leader ability to add 30 speed to him overall.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't be critically hit, him and his buddies, when they have advantage. So if you got Hux in there, if you got Sith Trooper, if you've got Fox in there, he's a beast.
Yeah. They have.
He's an absolute beast. So I'm thinking, once I finally unlock him, Hux, Fox, Sith Trooper, him as the lead, and Wat Tambor.
Mm-hmm. I'm never ever going to have him, because I'm never ever going to go for him. There will be other GLs that I will go for. There will be another GL. You know, I've got my heart set on a Luke. Jedi Luke.
Well, what if he's not a galactic legend?
He will. He will be. Come on, look how much money they made on these two. Can you know how much money they'll make on galactic legends people actually want? Because they like the character.
Yeah, I did want Kylo Ren. I'm not the biggest fanboy of the last 3 films. I enjoyed them, unlike, you know, somebody else in this on this show.
I'm simply saying and stating that there are more fans of Luke Skywalker than there are of Kylo Ren. And when you are a fan of a character, I mean, I've got like Mandalorian. I'm spending my crystals on the Horde account on buying Mandalorian shards. I never spend crystals on character shards. I normally wait until they're free to farm. But I'm a fanboy of that character, so I'm spending them on.
Okay, Wardy ANZGC just donated 100 bits. Wardy, I'm going to request here. Helenix, hit the button for me in the chat. I'm requesting, instead of spending any bits during this show, please help out Biscuit Weasel. And Helenix is going to post that up here in just a moment. But I really, really, truly do appreciate the love.
We love you, Wardy.
We love you. Yeah, absolutely.
So you watch. You might. I would bet the house on it. More people will go for a Galactic Legend Luke than any other character in this game. Okay, a Galactic Legend Mace would be a very close second, actually. But if they did I think a Galactic Legend Mace or a Galactic Legend Luke more people would go for those as a galactic legend than now that we know what to expect from going for a galactic legend.
Would it be Vader? Would it be Palpatine? I think it would be Palpatine.
I think it would. I think it would be Vader, because the Vader that we've got isn't that amazing. And technically, we do have 2 Palpatines. We've got Palpatine and we've got Sidious. But we've only got 1 Vader. So, yeah. We'll have to... We will. You know, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm just glad that they fixed Kylo and did not nerf the counters that people had come up with. Because if you remember when we initially discussed this and all of these counters were coming out and CG kept on... Oh, Dickie Darkside with the big subscribe.
No, it's Schnarman gifting subs like a crazy man.
Oh, yeah.
I can't stop subs. I can't stop subs, but I can tell you guys not to do donations of bits.
Yeah.
But thank you.
You remember the conversation? Oh my God, he's going nuts. You remember the conversation that we had, though, don't you? Because Operation Metaverse had done a live show, and they brought somebody on to show a basic counter to one of the GLs, and within hours of Operation Metaverse talking about this counter, there was a post on the forums that they were, and that they were talking into it, and that instantly got us thinking and talking at the our show soon afterwards. And I expressed, my opinion that I think that CG should do something to fix Kylo and not buff characters, because people would have invested in those characters to counter him, and it would be, spitting in the face of the community that had spent on that. By all means, fix and buff Kylo, and I'm glad that they've done that, and I know that there are people that are unhappy with that, but at least they didn't nerf your counter. So you've invested in that counter. You can still use those characters that you've invested in for other things. They haven't made those characters any worse. They just, can't beat Kylo in the way that they are. But somebody's already got around it. There is a cup counter. There is a cup counter to Kylo, to Slacker already.
What? Okay.
I have seen a counter. It is Padme lead. It's Gas. It's 2 of the clone troopers and Cup.
Why? What? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not up to date on my Cup interactions. What's Cup? Why Cup?
I do not know. It was from an Arnold TV. It was from an Arnold video. I could not tell you off the top of my head because I've only watched it several hours ago.
Okay.
So that's it. Danish what bot? Not Cup, what? Oh, it's what, not Cup. Sorry, it's what, not Cup. So Ray Rocks just said it's not Cup, it's what. So there is a counter.
What is Universal? He is great on all sorts of teams.
Mm-hmm.
What is the new Thrawn? As far as plug and play.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as damage and usability, I still think you go with Thrawn, but Watt has kind of earned his place.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, but you can never just cast away Thrawn. Thrawn saved my life in that last round of GAC. You saw I was looking through my roster, and it's like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Thrawn saved my life because he's fast as well.
That and the fracture does damage.
And the fracture does damage, exactly. If I had not had Thrawn at the speed he was at, I'd have been screwed. And you'd have been drinking my free-to-play tears again, wouldn't you?
They're sitting right over here. I absolutely could partake in them.
Well, there's no free-to-play tiers for you yet. We haven't finished this final phase of GAC, and I'm still on for Quad Kaiba. So, yeah. No tears for you today. Maybe next week, but definitely not today. You might have some tears to drink next week. We will have to wait and see.
All right. So let's get to the events that were released. The Imperial TIE Bomber blueprints are available as bonus rewards on all Cantina battle nodes for a limited time starting June 4th. Starting tomorrow, head over to the Cantina Battle Hollow Table and start earning blueprints for this iconic ship. How many movies was the bomber in?
I think it was just Empire, wasn't it?
I think so.
I think it was just Empire, yeah, when they were looking for the Millennium Falcon in the asteroid field. Pretty sure that was the only time we saw the bomber.
Yeah, because that ship is very iconic. I'm just pointing out that it is iconic.
Yeah.
That it was in one scene.
It wasn't in 3 or 2 movies. I'm sure it was just the one. I'm positive that it was just episode 5. I'm sure it was just Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Anyway, it began on June 4th, so just yesterday, and it's available on all Cantina nodes. You do have to be level 60 in order to get this through the Galactic Chase. Now, I know it's been in the cartoons. I'm being a little tongue-in-cheek when I say that the bomber is so iconic. To me, iconic is Red 5. To me, iconic is the Millennium Falcon, Slave 1. That's iconic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
The generic TIE bomber is not iconic.
TIE Fighter is iconic.
A TIE Fighter is iconic.
A TIE Fighter is iconic, yeah. An X-Wing is, I'm going to, to me, the ships from the original trilogy, they're iconic.
The Resistance bomber is iconic, but you're not going to see that in this game.
Yeah, that's because it moves so slowly. Space, it just TIE bomber, bomber in Resistance bomber.
Yes, and the podcast audience totally gets that you're going very fast and very slow with your arm movements here, Neil.
Yeah. I'm going very slowly because I still to this day do not understand why they moved so slowly through space. I just don't get it.
It was the payload. It was the payload that they were carrying. But anyway, update for me. I strongly endorse, if you can afford it on your crystals, to do refreshes through the 200s, because in my opinion, it is a better, that is where the threshold is, not into the 400s. The threshold for energy spent, for average of shards gained. If you're going into the 400s, you're better off buying the packs. But refreshing through the 200s is advisable if you are chasing this ship as far as you can in a smart fashion.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I just across the 4 accounts, I just did a 100 refresh, and I picked up between 12 and 14 on each of them. So I had all my regular energy and then a 100 crystal refresh. And yeah, I was picking up, I either picked up 12, 13, or 14 across all 4 accounts. So I hit double digits on the first day. I'm probably only going to go for it on my main account, though. Because my main account is the only account that I've got where I've got a full complement of Empire ships. So that's the only place where I'm going to really, really see the benefit of that ship.
That's also the account with your malevolence, right?
No. That's the Horde account. Horde account's the malevolence.
So you should go for it on the Horde account as well.
No, because I don't have any. I don't have any other Empire ships to go with it.
Okay.
I've got every single Empire ship at 7 stars on my main
Which
account.
is the one that you're using? Okay, wait a minute. Which one are you using Geos with Tarkin on? Because you have so many of these.
Well, that's just it. I use Geos with either Tarkin or Thrawn on my main account.
Okay, so yes, then you should be going for TIE Bomber on that account.
Exactly,
that is very true. But not on the Horde account.
No, not on the Horde account. No. The Horde account, the Merc account, and the Pom-Pom-tastic account, I'm going for the Malevolence. On my main account, I'm still trying to max out my Negotiator. But since I've already got a maxed out Empire fleet, I will go for the TIE Bomber on that account. Yeah. I've even got Gar Saxon's ship to 7 stars on that account. I mean, yeah. And not to mention the fact that I've got the Finalizer on that account, and I will get the Radis. The next time the Radis comes around, I'll get the Radis as well. So my main account, I'm going to have all the capital ships except for Malevolence, because I've been putting all of my GET2 currency into the Negotiator on the main account. The other 3 accounts, everything goes into Malevolence.
All right. Well, we should go to a quick break here.
Yeah.
Because on the other side of this break, we're going to talk about the TIE Bomber itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you why my head exploded when reading the developer insight post on the forums.
Okay.
Because I don't have a problem with the kit, except for an ability that this bomber has.
I think I know what you're talking about.
In just a moment, right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Macias Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Macias will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Macias has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Macias today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up maciasmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Macias Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Macias Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways Network.
Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message, and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Podcastaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Podcastaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/theescapepod to sign up.
Have you been interested in getting items 3D printed but haven't wanted to buy one of those expensive printers? Are you looking for a literally one-of-a-kind tech gift gadget? Evil Genius 3D Printing and Gadgets is your one-stop shop for both of those items. Nerd-owned and Escape Pod approved, put Lenny the Evil Genius to work for you. If you can dream it, he could possibly make it. Contact Lenny at evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com for more information. That's evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com. Get something unique in your hands.
Hey, I'm Andy Beads.
Hey, I'm Danish Wobble.
Hey, I'm Ando.
Hey, I'm Jake.
I'm Bringer of Death.
Jake Johnson TX.
I'm Ramby2307.
Spartan Z here.
I am Mr. Jikabachi.
Star Wars Galaxy of Yeti.
I'm Player Gaming Embers.
I'm Lazy Turtle.
I'm Mudbum.
I mean, come on. They already know me. I'm the bloody co-host.
And we are part of
the GAC Chain Gang.
We're a group of streamers who
stream our Grand Arena on Twitch
and continue the chain
into the next streamer.
We have all types of accounts for you to enjoy, from the big whales to the
small accounts.
But we're all here to provide entertainment
and have a good time.
The Grand Arena Chain Gang is proud to be part
of the Escape Pod Castaways Content Creator Network. Stop by and see them, won't you?
The Escape Pod Cast.
And welcome back to the Escape Podcast. We're into our second segment, and I'm going to throw it straight to Paul, as Paul has something important to say. Paul, over to you.
Well, first off, there goes Schnarman again, donating subs. First off, that GAC Chain Gang ad, I remember when I had hair. For those who get to watch this, I remember when I had hair. That was a wonderful time. Can I get back to that?
How do you think it's going to be for me when I've got no hair?
Well, we have to first get to 1,000 subscribers.
I know we have to get to 1,000 subscribers. Yeah,
that's on YouTube, and that's absolutely free to do. If you're listening to the podcast, just jump on there. Come on, give us a follow or give us a subscribe on YouTube. It's free to do. Now, once again, Schnarman is giving out a bunch of subs again in the channel during the show, and I need to tell people, please, this week we are raising awareness of the lightning strike that took out Biscuit Weasel's computer. It's a brand new computer, brand new soundboard. He worked so darn hard to get this stuff to be able to put on GAC Hospital and all the things that we've supported him in doing. And for it to go out like that is just wrong. Anything and everything that you can, if you can, do not sacrifice your last meal or anything. But I do also want to say this. I put my money where my mouth is. We got our Patreon payment just recently. And in turn, I took some money from our Patreon and I gave it to Biscuit. I challenge you guys to match my $20 donation. If we had the amount of people that have subscribed to our Twitch channel to just match that donation, he would have nothing to worry about. So there's that. All right. The TIE Bomber. Let's look at the developer insight.
Yes, let's. It would be rude not to, wouldn't it?
All right. So, high hero table hollows. The Imperial TIE Bomber is making its way to the hero tables, ready to enforce the Empire's will on those who dare to rebel. Often serving in the first line of attack, TIE Bombers drop vast quantities of munitions, often delivering devastating attacks and with frightening accuracy. It is a crewless ship. The basics that they give us is that the bomber provides an Empire fleet with crewless faction-specific tank that weakens the enemy's offensive capabilities. If you have the Emperor's shuttle, which was also a galactic chase, in particular, it provides a good amount of survivability when it's paired with the TIE Bomber. The Imperial, or the ship gains taunt at the end if somebody has target lock. And it will remain taunting every turn while Darth Vader's TIE Advanced is on the battlefield, reapplying target lock. So, this is where I lost my mind.
Mm-hmm.
We have a new ship debuff. It's called Burning. We've seen this in character kits before, but this is the first ship to apply Burning. which of course burning deals damage over time and reduces evasion. Neil?
Yeah.
It's called burning.
Yeah. And your problem with that is
oxygen to burn in space.
Well, of course it's not going to burn in space, but TIE bombers weren't exclusively used in space. Sometimes a TIE bomber would be used in the atmosphere of a planet. So if it dropped its bomb, it would burn.
Okay. Okay, do me a favor. I want you to start playing. I want you to pull out and do ship battles, and I want you to tell me how many of them take place in a darn atmosphere.
Well, none of them take place in a darn
then why
atmosphere.
Then why can it apply burning when none of our battles take place in an atmosphere?
Maybe that's why it has burning. Maybe, just maybe, the new ship raid that was mothballed involved doing stuff on a planet's surface. You didn't think of that, did you?
I didn't think of that, but it still doesn't matter. You're fighting battles in space. If you're fighting a space battle, you should not be able to inflict a debuff called burning.
Well, no, you can't. You can't burn anything in space unless there's, liquid oxygen or something in the bomb. Maybe there's liquid oxygen in the bombs, and the liquid oxygen sticks to the outside of the ship that it's shooting at, and burns.
It would be out immediately and would not be a lingering of
there would still be a flash burn though, wouldn't there?
It would be a flash burn, but that's not burning. That's burnt.
Well, yeah, but the flash burn is then what causes the damage over time because you flash burned the ship.
How? No. Flash burn says that it happens instantaneously. A flash burn would not be damage over time. It would be damage.
Well, yeah, no, of course it would be damage over time because a flash burn would damage the ship, and the ship would have to be returned. Repaired. It's not going to get repaired immediately, is it? Thus, you can't evade as much, and there's burning. Okay, sorry, completely forget about what I just said. Right, the bomb. Right, the bomb is burning.
AJ Manners wants you to give us a live demonstration of a flash burn.
Okay. New explanation for burning. It's not the outside of the ship that's burning; it's the inside, because the inside does have an atmosphere. It does have oxygen. Explain that one away.
The only way that I would accept it is if it was breached as well.
So the TIE bomber uses burning. So it's not the outside of the ship that's burning; it's the inside of the ship that's burning. There you go. That 100%.
But all the atmosphere would be sucked out of it.
Well, you don't lose an atmosphere on a ship immediately. It takes a while, Granted, it would take a few milliseconds for an X-wing or the Millennium Falcon, but it's still burning. It's still burning inside the ship.
I think that they should have called it corrosion. That's essentially what I.
Why, Paul? Why are you so hooked on damage to the outside of the ship? Why can't it do damage to the inside? Why can't it burn the inside?
I don't know.
Don't argue with a contrarian. I don't care either way. I'm just taking an opposing view and playing the devil's advocate.
Yeah, and it's crewless. Who's burning anyway? Anyway, here we go.
No. The ship is crewless. There's crew in the ships. It's burning. It's burning Han and Chewie to death. It's burning Hera. It's burning Hera and Biggs and Wedge.
A vulture droid? Is there atmosphere in a vulture droid?
No, burning shouldn't work. Burning should only work on cruise ships. Burning should not work on crewless ships.
Okay, so maybe we can argue that, just as plague should not affect droids except for Grievous.
Correct.
All right. In combination with the TIE Bomber's unique, burning prevents rebels from attacking at a turn and reduces the enemy's fleet offense. The burning debuff can't be resisted or dispelled, so it will not be cleansed by a team dispel like Han's Millennium Falcon. And the Imperial TIE Bomber is the Empire's answer to the Rebel fleet's high number of assists and sneaky tactics, such as hiding important units from being targeted.
Want me to take over?
Take over.
Inspiration. The TIE Bomber's kit was primarily inspired by scenes from The Empire Strikes Back, trying to root out the Falcon, along with some moments from the animated show Star Wars Rebels. We also looked close at Battlefront 2's Imperial TIE Bomber, as there is some debate over where exactly on the TIE Bomber the laser cannons are located. Most TIEs fire lasers from beneath the cockpit, but there are some variants that fire from the wings. In our research, we found some examples of the TIE Bomber firing from either position. We wanted to capture the lingering effects of a bombing run. A bomb explosion doesn't just do damage when it hits you, it also damages systems and disorients pilots, which takes some time to recover. Visually, the TIE Bomber is a bigger, heavier version of the TIE Fighter with a more robust frame and strong offensive capabilities.
Okay, I have a problem with that a little bit. It's a bigger, heavier version of the TIE Advanced, not the TIE Fighter.
Yeah.
The TIE Advanced has the curved wings like the bomber does. A TIE Fighter has
an elongated chassis.
Exactly.
The TIE Fighter's just a ball with wings. It is. It's a ball with wings.
The internet is a series of tubes, and the TIE Fighter is a ball with wings.
The TIE Fighter's a ball with wings, you know.
The TIE Fighter, the Imperial TIE Bomber's unique dual pod design heavily encourages having Empire units in reinforcement, as it adds a flat amount of protection, topping up the bomber's protection and keeping it alive each time an Empire unit is called into battle. Okay. You know, and they talk about using the shuttle. They talk about using the advanced. They want as much target. You want as much target lock as possible, since it's critical for the bomber to have. Pardon me, the bomber to have taunt. And it's important for the TIE Bomber to stop the enemy fleet from attacking the Emperor's shuttle and the TIE Advanced X1 as soon as possible.
I hadn't thought about the Emperor's shuttle. I don't have the Emperor's shuttle.
Emperor's shuttle's nice.
I'm going to have to start farming that.
I used the Emperor's shuttle along with the Sith bomber. No, what was that? Not the Sith fighter, but the other one.
Oh, what's that? Gar Saxon's ship?
No, not Gar Saxon's ship. I'm drawing a blank on it. It was a bomber. I swear. Maybe somebody will help me out in chat here. But I used that ship along with Emperor's shuttle, and it tossed back and forth it's the Sith bomber. I was right, Sith bomber. And it tossed back and forth protection to each other, and would help me win Darkside territory battle missions, because it was a poor man's Thrawn.
Yes.
So I really strongly advise it.
Well, I mean, I'll have a full fleet.
It was the B-28. It was the B-28 bomber. Thank you, Biscuit.
The B-28 bomber. Well, I don't have that either, but I've got enough Empire ships to be able to do a full fleet with the TIE bomber in it. Obviously now. I'm looking forward to giving it a try, because it'd be interesting to see if it does what it says on the tin. Will it do what it says on the tin? And what it says it'll do on the tin is it'll defeat rebel fleets. So if there's any rebel fleets, I would rather have a crack at those rebel fleets with a maxed out Empire squad than keep crawling along with my 5-star negotiator. Really, I would.
I think somebody posted. Let me see where it's at. Oh, there's 4 Strong with his green hair.
The Gauntlet Starfighter I've got maxed out, and it says that in the squad suggestions next. While you're looking for that, I'm going to read out the squad suggestions. So the squad suggestions.
Go ahead.
The squad suggestions for the TIE Bomber are: the Gauntlet Starfighter is a great first reinforcement, as it provides a flat protection bonus, which combines with the TIE Bomber's unique that also increases his max protection. The Gauntlet Starfighter also provides a dispel and protection up with the special Reinvigorate to deal with debuffs like Breach. We'd recommend keeping the Imperial TIE Fighter in reinforcements if you have a TIE Advanced ×1 on the battlefield in case you need another ship to quickly apply target lock. Ebon Hawk?
For the dispels.
Ebon Hawk is another very good reinforcement for this squad, despite not being part of the Empire. The chaff buff is good against other target lock teams, and this ship can deal decent damage. Well, I mean, I've just finished doing the Ebon Hawk so that I can get the Radus, so I'll use that. And my Carthanasi is maxed out now because I've just farmed and got Revan on that account. So yeah.
And I can't remember who did it. Okay, I can't remember who did it now. I can't find the link to the video, but apparently this TIE Bomber is tearing up negotiators as well.
Is it?
Yes.
With that squad makeup, the one that they're suggesting, the squad suggestions.
I believe I can't exactly remember, Neil. That's the problem. That's why I'm kind of stuttering and going sideways on my words. But I saw somewhere where with Gar Saxon, the TIE Bomber was destroying negotiators.
Oh, actually, I suppose if you brought in the Gauntlet Starfighter after the negotiators used its AoE and put all of that daze on your fleet, if you were to bring in the Gauntlet Starfighter then and use Reinvigorate, it would deal with the debuffs.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean that would totally work.
Ray Rock is saying that it's KP67's video. So I'm going to take his word for it because Ray Rock wouldn't lie to us, right?
No, Ray Rock would never lie to us. Ray Rock is a trusted source. Very trusted source.
So, yeah. All right.
Okay. We've talked and argued about the TIE Bomber.
Yeah, we talked and argued about the TIE Bomber. Let's go over the event calendar. Let's take a look. What we're getting coming up this week. Today is the 5th that we're recording this. We finally get another crack at the finalizer on Sunday. On Monday, we get Secrets and Shadows Assault Battle. So that there's a little bit of a push towards having all of your getting your extra bonuses. We have Endor Escalation. That's a heroic that also gives Zetas.
Yeah.
We have an Omega on Thursday, so they don't have anything for Wednesday, and they don't Tuesday, and they don't have anything. Or no, 9th and 11th.
Nothing on the 10th.
So nothing on Tuesday and nothing on Wednesday. So there may be another update that drops.
Potentially, yeah.
And then Pieces and Plans on next Saturday, just after this show. So we've got an Omega, an Assault, a Heroic, and the Finalizer makes its way back. Also, the end of territory battles. We also have the beginning of territory wars that'll happen. And then, just as we finish this Grand Arena, a new phase is supposed to start on the 11th.
Yeah, it's a quick one. Quick turnaround.
Oh, we end on the 8th and we turn around on the 11th. And so preview phase will start on the 11th, defense on the 12th. Ladies and gentlemen, we're no longer going to be on the same nights as a lot of the Grand Arena Championship stuff.
Yeah, but that's just for the month though. It could revert back to, a week-long pause between GAC months.
It could. But now remember the thing that we were talking about last week where the Chinese version is being discontinued.
Yes.
They said that there's a update that is to drop around the 8th. So that does make sense that they get one last grand. That's why they rushed it. You could get one last Grand Arena hurrah before the Chinese App Store discontinues and
I would like to
discontinues the game
from the Chinese App Store. I would like to see CG and EA come up with an alternative, because there's going to be a lot of gamers in China that have invested in this game, and I would like to see them transfer it over to an alternative source. I'm not, and that I just I just do. I don't think that I don't think that governments of any time should be dictating to gamers what games they should and should not be able to play. Even if I disagree with the some of the gambling mechanics within a game, I still think people should be allowed to play a game no matter what.
Yeah, they should be able to. But it also could be the fact that that China is really cracking down on they're cracking down on the whole gambling aspect that you are not fond of as well, Neil.
Mm-hmm,
so
yeah.
I mean that could be that should be technically a win in your book for your
No, it's not a win in my book. It's not a win in my book. The crackdown. No, I'm not suggesting. I wasn't suggesting a crackdown. I was suggesting responsibility from the game developers, the people that run the game, the people that create the game. I would like to see responsibility come from them. I don't want to see it come from. I don't want to see it come from a government agency.
Okay, how about this then, Neil? For our faithful listening audience, what do you say is, define your point? The 68th episode happening on June 5th of 2020 at 8:22 Central. Can you definitively give us what you want from game developers? Because you said this on the Lego podcast as well.
Yeah.
What do you want from game developers? What would make you happy in respect and still allow them to sell packs?
Fixed. I would like. I don't have an issue with them selling packs, but I would like everything in the pack to be fixed. So none of this. If you spend X, you might get this, or you might get that, or you might get that. It's if you spend X, you get Y. If you spend Z, you get W. If you spend A, you get B. I just want them to remove the gambling. That's all I think that's all I'm asking for them to do, is to remove the uncertainty of what you're going to get when you spend. Okay? They can still make money.
I find the flaw in your logic, Neil.
What's the flaw
in your logic is you hate the hyperdrive bundle, and they tell you exactly what you're getting in the hyperdrive bundle.
I don't hate the hyperdrive bundle. I think the hyperdrive bundle is incredible value. I just don't like it from a free. I just don't like that it made competitive free to play non-existent. I think that the hyperdrive bundle is excellent value for what you pay. $100 and everything that you get in that. I mean, my goodness. Compared to things like that mod bundle that they were throwing out for $75. I mean, oh my God. You remember how I went off on that.
I quite remember how you went off,
sir. You remember how I went off on that. I didn't go off like that and couldn't go off like that on the hyperdrive bundle, because the hyperdrive bundle was a fixed price for a set price. Okay? I don't have issues with games having microtransactions or macro transactions that involve, if you pay this, you get that. If you pay this, you get that. Not if you pay this, you might get that, or you might get that. That's gambling. That's gambling to me. And I don't think that the gambling should be in the game. It should be, you buy this, you get this.
Okay, to me, when I buy those packs, I expect the worst every single time. And I'm happy when I get sevens. I'm happy when I get 15s. I'm especially happy when I pull out 330 shards of a B1 like I did when that was on a marquee.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I am living proof that 330 drops do actually happen. But nonetheless, I know that I'm getting 5 shards of something when I buy it. I just think the extra stuff is a bonus. Mm-hmm. I'm increasing my speed. So what do you say to somebody that has that mental aspect?
Somebody
when
that
they're
wants to gamble?
To me, it's not a gamble. I'm paying for 5. I'm paying a very high premium for 5 shards. I just have a chance at getting bigger ones.
Yeah, there is RNG involved in what you're getting. That is by definition a gamble. If you are on a gambling website and you put down, money on a game of chance, whether you win or lose, whether you get something or don't get something, is based on a random number generator. That is gambling. You know.
So I'm trying to explain here though is that I'm not gambling my money when I spend 1,000. What is it? 1,299 crystals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gambling my crystals when I pay 1,299 for 5 shards. There's just a chance that I might get a bonus when I buy it.
Okay. Don't get me. Okay. So I would have. I would be prepared to compromise on a gambling function. Within a gambling function within a game, if there were cast iron guarantees that it wasn't at least a minimum open to you minors. And I know that what defines a minor is arbitrary depending on the geographical location you are in the world, which just immediately brings me back to just remove it, just make it fixed. I would just prefer to see it fixed. And I don't want to see governments, coming down from above and doing it. I would just like to see the gaming companies and the developers themselves do it. That was all. That's just the way, I'd like to see it like that. That's just my preference. I'm not going to stop somebody who wants to gamble. I just I just disagree with it.
All right. But I am going to point out that you're spending 1,299 crystals on Mando right now.
Who is?
Or you were. You did.
I did, yeah. I bought enough packs to take him to 4 stars. And now that he's in the
you were guaranteed 5 shards at least.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to point that out.
Yeah, but that was a non-money purchase. I didn't have to pay for that. I didn't have to hand over hard cash for that. There's no tears. I'm not crying. I was using in-game currency that I didn't have to purchase, and on the Horde account, I'm using my crystals now to purchase the fixed shards from the weekly shipments.
And you are doing that. For the
I will be doing that.
Audience, in the silent break, I was drinking from the free-to-play Tears cup that I so lovingly always keep next to me. Yes. Coming up after this break, we are going to be talking to a brand new, and when I say brand new, I seriously mean brand new content creator who I'll tell his story coming up here in just a moment, but stick around for Story Time with the Llama right here on the Escape Pod cast.
The Escape Pod cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hey there, Escape Podawans. Everyone's favorite llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod cast is on social media. That's right, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. So give us a like, give us a follow, and stay up to date on all things in-game and in the Escape Pod. Our account links are down in the description or on our Discord server in the Show Links channel. See you on the net.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the Force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the escape pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod cast.
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways network.
The Escape Pod cast for kids. It's really cool.
Hello and welcome back, Escape Padawans, to Storytime with the Llama in the Escape Pod cast for kids. This week on Faction Facts, we are going to be focusing on the Separatist droids. Now, there are 5 characters that fall into this faction. Droideka, who's available on Light Side Hard Node 8B, B2 Super Battle Droid, available on Cantina Node 6D, IG-100 Magna Guard, available on Cantina Node 3C, Darkside Hard Node 6E, and in the Guild Store, B1 Battle Droid, available on Fleet Hard Node 5B, and last, but certainly not least, is General Grievous, who's available in the Shard Store and in the Fleet Arena Store. Your main leader here is going to be General Grievous. With his leadership ability Daunting Presence, enemies have minus 40% crit avoidance and minus 50% defense. When a Darkside droid ally is resisted, they gain 10% potency for the rest of the battle, which is stacking. So every time they're resisted, they gain another 10%. Target-locked enemies can't counter. And when a target-locked enemy is damaged, droid and separatist allies gain plus 2% turn meter, and that 2% is doubled for General Grievous. Darkside enemies lose 5% turn meter, and lightside enemies lose 2% potency whenever they're damaged by an attack, and those are stacking as well. Now, the droids are really great because they are also really good plug-and-play characters with any Separatist leader. So if you wanted to use Newt Gunray or you wanted to use Count Dooku, you can put those in there to fill out your team. Now, uses for the Separatist droid team, they're great in territory war. They're great on offense or defense. A lot of the, more mid to late game guilds will do a Grievous wall, and a lot of them will actually have you pull out Droideka and put in Wat Tambor or BB-8. That's a really, really great defensive team, or you can use them on offense as well. Now, they're also great similarly in Grand Arena, so you can use them on offense or defense. The kicker for the Separatist droids is really going to be their key in territory battles. So, Geonosis Separatist Might. You're going to need B1, B2, and Droideka with Newt in a special mission in Phase 1. You're going to use your full Separatist droids team in a combat mission in Phase 3. They can also be used in Arena if you've got them fully relicked to like Relic 7 with really great mods, but there's a lot of other better Arena teams out there, so you really won't see them as often. Now, they are a hard counter to Bosk and Jango-led bounty hunters. Shaak Ti clones, Galactic Republic, Geos, Lightside Revan, Night Sisters, and Old Republic. They are also a soft counter to General Anakin Skywalker, CLS Rebels, and Sith Empire. Now, they can also be countered by a really good Bastilla-led Jedi team, Traya, and a Rex-led clones team. I want to hear your suggestions. Tell me what faction you want to hear next. Put a comment down below, or send me a message on our Discord server. That's all for me. Tune in next week for more story time with the llama in the Escape Pod cast for kids.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Macias Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Macias will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Macias has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Macias today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up maciasmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Macias Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Macias Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways network.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back to the Escape Podcast, and we are here for the incoming transmission. We have a brand new content creator who goes by the handle Dickie Darkside, but we know how crap I am at introductions, so I'm going to hand over to the Master of Ceremonies. Paul, introduce our guest, please.
All right. So as we said, literally, when we talk about a content creator that is brand new, this guy has one video so far, but I was so impressed by it that I'm like, dude, I gotta get you on right away. He feels like old Going Nerdy videos. When I watched it, and apparently he also did radio just like yours truly. And honestly, and Neil, he is Canada's second favorite son.
Oh,
I
Canadia's
am quoting
second
that right
son.
now.
Hey, he's part of the Commonwealth. I'm happy with that.
Canada's second favorite son, ladies and gentlemen, here is Dickie Darkside. Dickie, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you for that wonderful intro. You aren't kidding by brand new. I was literally, that video was posted 12 hours later when I got your message. I was like, all right.
Yeah, so you're not being replaced. Going Nerdy's in the chat saying I'm being replaced. You are not being replaced, but when it comes to it has your feel, Thaddeus. The feel where he presents fun facts and great ideas with substance, not just, gee, Neil, wouldn't it be great if they put in Rook?
Rook what?
Rook from Rebels. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Rook.
You don't remember who Rook is?
No.
Oh, don't tell me you don't know who Rook is.
I don't remember who Rook is.
Canon.
Who's Rook?
Rook's the one who stabs Thrawn, you idiot.
Oh, you're pronouncing it. Oh, for God's sakes.
What?
I know you're talking about the little great. Yes, I know who you're talking about now.
Yes.
It's not Rook, it's Ryuk.
Right.
I wondered who the hell you were talking about then. I'm like, seriously? Who are you talking about?
Fine. Nonetheless, we're taking away from Dickie Darkside here because Dickie, go ahead. You told kind of a great story during our intro, or when you originally posted it, and when you first came on. I don't like technically tooting my own horn here, but it was an inspiration, and it was affirmation. That's a great word for it as well. When you told us why you started doing a video.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've always had ideas. I've always thought of cool things that might be ideas for videos that aren't necessarily the same thing that we normally see. And I never really thought of myself as going out and doing it. And I was listening to your episode about content creation and how to you got to just try it and you got to just go for it. So I decided I bought all this equipment and I started off making funny little sock puppet videos with my son. And he loved doing that. And eventually the idea just came. I'm like, I got to start doing Star Wars.
Are we talking about your son down there in that picture down there?
That is my little R2D2. Yes, that is him. My little R2. And he holds the name quite well. He's already a huge Star Wars fan. Just the other day, I gave him a Luke Skywalker figurine, and he's turning 3 next week. He's not 3 yet. He looked at me. He took the figurine and snapped off the hand, and he goes, "I fixed it, Daddy." And I was like, I was such a proud father at that moment. I swelled with pride. I was like, how does a 3-year-old think of that? Like, we watched Empire Strikes Back probably about 3 months ago, and I gave him the Luke figurine, and he snapped that hand off, and he's like, "There you go, Daddy. Now it's better."
Was it the correct hand, or did he just snap off a hand?
You know what? I feel like a terrible Star Wars nerd, but I don't know. It's actually right here.
All right, Neil gets to make the judgment.
It's the left hand. Did he cut off the right one? No. I think he just didn't want to lose the blaster. I think that's pretty much it. He wasn't going to lose the coolest part of the figurine. Come on.
But nonetheless, that is awesome that he knew that he knew what that he knew that period. That is great. Oh my gosh.
I've never been a prouder father. Like that. I was probably prouder than the day he was born right then and there.
So what have you gone through then? Obviously, you've watched Empire Strike. Have you gone through the animated stuff, or have you just gone through the movies? What have you gone through so far?
With him, we went through the entire movie saga. He took it in. He was riveted. Normally, nothing that's not anime. Like, he only watches animation. That's all he'll pay attention to. Star Wars, he sat, he watched. He didn't fidget. He didn't say a word. His focus. And now we're watching Rebels. He didn't quite get the Clone Wars. I don't know. Then we started Rebels, and he loves Rebels. He comes home and he's like, "Daddy, Star Wars. Daddy, Star Wars."
That's awesome.
So what? Oh, go on, Paul.
I was gonna say you mentioned that you watched. We've had 67 other episodes other than this one, and they're starting to blur together in my fatigued mind. But we have done 2 content creation specials, but there was one that was a major one, and I'm thinking this is the one that you spoke about when you posted your video saying, "Hey, I watched your content creation special and I was inspired to do this. Here it is." And then I immediately posted it in our content creators and gave you the role because of how awesome the video is. And we're going to talk about it in a second. But which episode was this? Was this the one with Thaddeus and Sean Baptiste from Bethesda?
Yes, that was exactly the one. Yes, that was the one. Basically, yeah, there was just a lot of like inspiration that, like, the only way you'll know if you can do it or not is to try it. And I tried it, and in my first video, I'd like to say I put the power in PowerPoint. I work with PowerPoint at work all day. I'm not doing any crazy animations. I just did a PowerPoint, and it's, a little bit amateurish at some points. You hear the clicking and stuff, and at the beginning, I forgot to edit out. But I'll get better.
It doesn't, honestly. For a first out, it was amazing. Go ahead with your question, Neil.
No, well, it was about the video. So what was it that pushed you towards the subject material that you decided to cover in it?
For me, it was the release of the Mandalorian characters. Part of my job, as I say, I work with PowerPoint. I work in marketing. I work in sales. And I was just like, this is a terrible way to release characters. It's a terrible way. Like, the marquee events, they they don't inspire passion. I don't get to try the characters as they're intended to be used. I just, here's the marquee event. Okay, here's Cara Dune. I'm gonna put my Revan squad and just annihilate it. Like, I don't get her to try her with the characters. I think the marquees need to be, here's a squad and here's what we intend you to use them, and I'll be much more enticed to actually go for those characters if I can use them as intended, not just like, here, try this ability, and then the next phase it's try the next ability, and then try the next ability, and that's all we do.
So you would have preferred it had they released a full squad, a full set of 5 characters from The Mandalorian.
Yeah,
I can't fault that. It's a perfectly legitimate criticism.
Yeah, I think they should release them as 5. We get to play maybe a marquee style event, but with the 5 characters at once. You unlock all 5 at once, and you get to play with them as a squad, as they're intended. And I'll be much more apt to spend resources on them that way. So I started thinking of what squads could come to the game. It's also a lot of like the characters they release seem to be right now just patching. Like, oh, this squad needs this character, this squad needs that kind of character to patch. And I think we need something new. Like, I'm tired of just seeing Grievous every time I log into Territory War, or I log into GA. I'm tired of seeing Night Sisters. I'm tired of seeing the same teams over and over again. There's so much lore that they haven't even touched, and so many great characters they haven't touched, that I think that should be the direction that it goes in, at least in my opinion.
All right, so speaking of characters that they haven't touched, I want to tease you a little bit about your choices in this video, because you it felt like at the very end, the only reason you wanted to make this video was to push Jar Jar on me.
I think I'm going to go ahead, and I know it's not a popular opinion. I'm going to defend Jar Jar. I think everybody who hates him, I find it hilarious when people tell me, oh, this character is only for kids. And I'm like, it's like you're criticizing a movie that you fell in love with when you were a kid for making a character for kids. And when I watched the prequels with my son, every time Jar Jar came on, he lit up. And like, their movies made for kids. They were originally too. Jar Jar is a little over the top. And I think if part of the problem is, how do you bring Jar Jar into the game? And I tried to design a kit that would simulate having Jar Jar in battle with you, the complete kit.
Yes. So do you remember off the top of your head exactly what this is? And Neil, I know you smiled about it as well. Explain to people how you think that they can bring Jar Jar into the game and give you authentic, 100% real Jar Jar gameplay.
Well, for one, you can't control Jar Jar. He's on auto.
An auto mechanic.
He's an auto. He does it.
So when it comes to his turn, you don't control it. He just randomly does something.
He just goes, and you can't even control who he's targeting. He can target anybody. He can do whatever ability. He doesn't have cooldowns. He doesn't have anything like that. He's just completely random. He can hit like a truck, or he can do very little damage. Like, he's going to be the highest damage variance. Like, he's not just going to be regular hit and crit hit. He can hit for 5,000, or he can hit for 100,000. And at the same time, I gave him a mechanic where he can put confuse, like, say one ability, he puts confuse on the entire other team, because it's confusing if you're fighting Jar Jar. But he'll also put confuse on 2 of his own teammates, which could include himself. And then I put in the kit an ability where he has a 15% chance of targeting an ally rather than an enemy. And that doubles with every stack of confuse he has. So he's a complete wild card. He can be your MVP. He could knock out the other squad, or he could lose you the battle. He's a complete wild card.
So RNG gods.
Yeah.
Lots of sacrifices to the RNG gods then.
Lots of sacrifices.
And Ray Rock also points out to you, Neil, that sounds like gambling.
Yeah.
That would definitely be gambling.
So you wouldn't prefer you see me, I'd like to see Jar Jar in it, but I would like to see Darth Jar Jar. I would like to see the fan theory of a Darkside Jar Jar in the game.
I do love those fan theories, but there's nothing in canon to support that. And Disney, as much as we like to criticize CG, they do have to answer to Disney. And if they try to put Darth Jar Jar in the game, that would never ever fly.
It would be paying homage to the fans because it's a fan theory.
I'm 100% behind it. I think those are. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying it's fun. It's fun to. I don't think Jar Jar was ever designed as being Darth Jar Jar, but I think it's hilarious, and I think that it proves that if you argue, you can prove any point if you argue it enough. You know, if you research enough, you can prove anything. There are people who can argue with you convincingly that the Earth is flat. So.
No, there aren't.
No, they'll never.
No, there aren't.
They're not never going to convince me. But I'm saying that they think they're being convincing. So, I mean, making Darth Jar Jar is less of a stretch than that.
Well, they could at least make him part of. They could at least make him part of the Crimson Dawn, since he was wearing the Crimson Dawn around his neck in one of the movies.
That is the one that kind of makes me scratch my head a little bit. The symbol, yes.
Mm-hmm. That's what makes me, that just adds credence to the fan theory that he's Darkside.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting, and that's kind of, and part of my videos and my ideas I've had, some of them don't necessarily stick to Galaxy of Heroes. I do want to push a lot of that because I do have a lot of ideas, but I do want to do some just Star Wars stuff too, some fun Star Wars stuff that maybe, and also this may be a little bit embarrassing, but I'll tell you guys anyhow. Just don't tell anybody else who's listening. My original video idea, and I did shoot a test for this, was I was going to be Kylo Ren sitting in his room after he disappeared from the movie, and I had the mask. I did the test with the mask, the hood, and I had a black hoodie with a big B on it. And as he was Kylo Ben, he was like very confused. He didn't know who he was anymore. And all he did was sit in his room and play Galaxy of Heroes. And I actually did a screen test for that. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh my God. Nope. All right, let's just do regular content.
Well, maybe it could be a bit that you do later.
Perhaps, yeah.
So
what are we looking at? Are we looking at regular weekly content, or a couple of vids a week, or just something random like a couple times a month?
I've you know what? Like, I've gotten the bug now that I've done it once. I've gotten the bug and started doing a lot more. I do have a second video that I will release right after the show is done.
So you've got it ready. You were telling me about this.
Yes, it's ready. It's ready. Not the big concept of it, but the nominations part of it.
Okay.
So if you want to go into that now, or I don't know.
Let's go ahead. Well, actually, just a few quick questions. Sure. Let's answer the questions that a lot of people want to know when we introduce somebody to our audience. Are you free to play or pay to play?
I am free to play.
How free to play?
See, I'll give you a good story that I think you'll enjoy. I did once at work. I won a $50 Google Play gift card, and I was probably about 4 months into the game at this point. Mm-hmm. And so I decided, they gave me the choice. It was either a iTunes or Google Play. I'm like, I'm anti-Apple, so I took the Google Play. I'm like, what am I gonna? So I spent it on the game. That was my $50 spend, and it was also that, like, I'll spend on something that I enjoy. I think it's worth investing into something that I enjoy. I'm never ever going to spend the amount of money that some people spend on this game. I'm a single dad, so I have,
zero disposable income.
Yeah, I won't say zero, but I'm never gonna be a whale. But spending that $50 on the game, I saw how little that $50 gave me, and that totally kind of, while I may have been willing to spend $20 a month or something on it. Just seeing how little $50 gave me, I was like, nope, I'm done. I will play this game as it goes. And
So to be
Neil?
clear, the only time that you have spent technically in this game was a $50 gift card that you won.
Yes.
You did not purchase it.
I did not purchase it.
You can keep your free-to-play card. I will not remove it for you. That you did not take money, hard cash that was yours and spend it in the game. It was other people.
He paid taxes. He paid the taxes.
He didn't pay the taxes. Somebody else paid the taxes.
No.
It was a gift card.
If he bought the 50 pack of crystals, was it the 50 pack of crystals?
Yeah, I bought I think I bought crystals, and I didn't even know what I was doing in the game yet. Like, I think for the first 6 months, I played it very casually, and I didn't know what I was doing. I think I bought a pack of crystals, and I bought one of those packs that brought a marquee from the 1999 pack.
Okay, then you didn't spend. Okay,
Yeah, special dispensation. You can keep your free to play card.
Okay, well the master of free to play grants you the title of master. You can have a seat on the council, apparently.
Yeah,
excellent.
You can have a seat on the free to play council.
All right, now, how long have you been playing, and where's your account at right now?
I've been playing the first marquee that I remember. The first marquee when I started was Darth Nihilus, which I think was
2018.
2018 or no?
I think February 2018, roughly.
2017.
Yeah, Sith month. It was Sith month. 18.
2017. 2017, because it was before my son was born, so he was born in 2017.
Oh right, okay. Google it, Paul.
I'm just verifying. I trust him.
Well, the Sith raid is 2 years old, and Darth Nihilus had been around for at least a year before the Sith
February 23rd, 2017.
Yeah,
so it was February. I just got the year wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. So and my account right now is at 5.7 million.
5.7.
Yes.
5.7, and you're free to play.
Yes.
Wow, that is wow.
Wow.
I've been playing since 2015. I'm pure free to play, and I'm only at 4.1. Although I did play very casually for the yeah.
What did you do?
What did I do? Well, I think for me the big differentiator is that I'm able to get first in arena and squad arena every day, squad and fleet. So that does give me.
You must be in golden shards. You must be in absolutely golden shards.
Well, actually, when I told them I was coming on the show, I realized that my shard is filled with your old guildmates. Handshot first said hi, and Darth Mufasa, and a couple.
Oh my God! Really? Seriously?
Yes, I found out that my shard is a lot of your former guildmates. Quite a few of them were like, "Say hi to Neil."
All my friends. Oh my God! All my old guildmates from.
Yes.
Oh my God! That is so freaky.
So
you gotta get him into that shard chat now.
So they're all. Oh my God! Yeah. So all my old guildmates from Muppets of Endor are in that shard.
Yeah, pretty much. I think somebody recruited. There was heavy recruiting within the shard because a lot of people seem to say hi to Neil for me, and I guess they're probably listening right now. But
the thing is, I know a lot. I know a few of them are UK, so you know this is
they're gonna watch it later.
They'll watch it. They'll watch it later.
But for me, the strategy that I think got me to that was at first I had no clue what I was doing. For the first 6 months, I was way behind everybody. And then I decided to concentrate, even though I don't like ships, but I concentrated on ships because it was easy to get to number one. And it's easy to get to number one, and the meta doesn't change as much. So your investment lasts a lot longer. So I built up my rebel fleet till I could take number one every day, and I was at the point where I would drop to maybe 3 or 4 overnight. So and then once I was able to hit number one every day on fleet shard, I invested all of that into getting my shard up, my squad arena shard up, and then I was able eventually to get number 1 in both every day. So that was, I think, my success, and my guild helps a lot too. I had a
Give
buddy.
him a shout out
to the Howling Ewoks. I'm now the 3rd member of the guild to be on your show, so
that is true.
3rd member, and I think Bodhi might be an honorary. He gets his name gets said enough on here that I think he's honorarily been on the show. But yeah, so the Howling Ewoks. I was in a good guild. They got me. We were very quick to unlock Treya, which gave me a huge advantage in squad.
You guys really were. I remember that.
Yeah, so like at that point when I unlocked Treya, like I think we were 2 or 3 Treyas in the shard, so it was like easy coasting for us to in squad arena. So while I am free to play, I like when I calculate how much crystals all of that gives me, it's the equivalent of spending quite a bit of money.
Yeah, but you don't. I mean, even my main account. I mean, I didn't see a top 5 finish. I've never gone better than between 150 in squad arena. So the most I've ever made from that is 100. And I didn't make it into my fleet shard on my main account until 2000 and the end of 2018. And then I was only in it for like 6 months, and I got smashed out by negotiators as soon as negotiators started kicking in 2019. So still, it's nice to have a shard where you can hit number 1 on both.
Yeah,
because 900 crystals is why you're 5.7 and I'm 4.1.
Yeah, and I'll also give a big shout out to my favorite mod that helped me climb a hell of a lot too. I didn't even realize that this was before I knew how mods worked, and I didn't know that like speed was king. And one day when I started figuring out mods and I'm playing with it, and in my inventory was a 28 speed secondary.
Oh jeez.
That mod has helped me just, even if I was behind the meta, I was able to beat people because just that mod just pushes me. Like I love that mod so much.
Just give you an extra couple speed.
I should print it out and frame it somewhere and put it in my office.
Do you have a name for it? Is it locked?
I haven't given it a name. That's odd, but maybe we should name it.
Moddy McModface.
Moddy McModface. All right, that is his name.
Perfect. Make sure you lock it though. All right, so we totally segued once we heard this impressive story. But let's hop back because we're running out of time. Let's hop back. What is this video that you are releasing as soon as I release you?
All right. Well, my first idea I ever had I was like, somebody should do some sort of Galaxy of Heroes awards show. Everybody does top 25 lists or top 10 lists and the top 25 characters in the game. But I was just like, nobody's ever done an awards show. So that was my first idea. And it was my first video I wanted to do. I didn't release it first because I'm like, well, who's going to vote on it? I don't have an audience. So
well, you're going to have one after this.
So,
give it a week, but you'll definitely have one after this.
So when I had the fortuitous encounter with you, then you're like, hey, come on the show. I was like, what a perfect time to release the nominations and have your audience vote. If I don't have an audience yet, I can have your audience vote on this and we can poll them. And so I don't know if we can go, if you want to go over the nominations now, or do you want to just
let's challenge them to go to your channel, which the link will be posted by Hellenix in just a moment. But he's going to be releasing this video shortly after we get off the air here with him. And the nomination. So how long are we going to do the voting for this? A week, 2 weeks? What's our goal?
I put for 1 week. My goal is to have the award show I put on the end, that it would go live on Saturday, June 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern. It gives me a week to kind of put it together. There's some work and some coordination on my end. I've started actually. I've gotten a couple of guest presenters. I wanted to make it like a real award show where we're going to have presenters come in and present. I release the nominees, and then once the poll is done, and I invite you guys, if you guys want to present an award.
If you want me to open an envelope, I'll quite happily open an envelope.
Yeah.
And the award goes to.
And I noticed quite a few people in the chat that if anybody wants to present an award, I already have a few that are lined up, including one that I was super psyched to get. I think is a big, will probably be a big shock to a lot of people, or a big surprise, to say the least.
Okay, well, keep us intrigued on this.
And
what I want you to do.
No, I'm not revealing. This one's going to be, you're going to find out when he's live on the, this one's not going to be, you'll find out when he's live, when the show goes, and yeah.
Excellent. But I want you to remind everybody to go vote. You have content creator permission inside our Discord to remind people to vote, because this is going to be awesome.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've already designed some of the red carpet work and stuff like that. There's going to be a red carpet before it, and I'm working. I'm hoping it. It's going to be a lot of work. So I'm giving myself a week to put it out there. I think it's going to be worth it. I think it'll be something fun. If CG is not going to give us content to talk about or content to work with, just make our own and have some fun, and it's my way at the same time of getting to know a lot of people and getting to work with people. I reached out to a few people, and I was surprised at how many people were like, hey, yeah, let's do this. My presenter that I can say is my guildmate Zareth will be presenting one of the awards.
Nice.
And Neil, if you would be gracious enough to present, I have the one that's perfect for you.
Okay.
There is an award. It is the name of the award is, let me go, the Emperor Palpatine Statement That Most Exemplifies the Might of the Empire Award. So
okay,
you're voting on the most evil statement that CG has done in the last 6 months. That is what
change.
That yeah. that one is in the candidates.
I know what I'm voting for.
All right.
Then.
So guys, if you're on our Discord server, hit up Dickie Darkside. Let him know that you're interested in doing presentations. You're gonna get a lot of people that are interested in this, Dickie. I'm telling you right now.
I hope so. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a blast to put together, and I think it'll be something unique that CG is not giving us content. The tagline of the award show is, it's an award show to celebrate Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, since CG won't.
All right. So how do people find we're going to do the standard. You said you worked in radio, which is so amazing. So I'm going to give you the standard boilerplate question. Tell people how to find you.
Well, my YouTube channel is simply Dickie Darkside. It's not really hard to it's exactly like it's spelled on the card. You can find, I'm in the Discord server for the Escape podcast. You were gracious enough to add me to the content creator section. So you can find my first video in there, and my second one, I guess, should pop up there too. And in the second one is where you'll find the link to go vote. So please do that. I look forward. There's 5 for most categories, and you guys are nominated in one category.
Oh my gosh. I totally forgot we are. I don't think we're gonna win this one. I really don't think we're gonna win this one, but
there is an award for, since everybody says we stick around for the community and how great a community this is, and I completely agree with that. But there is an award for the best of the best. So which community wins? And
yeah, who has the best community? Guys, vote. Do not vote just because you heard about it here. Vote with your heart. Vote with your mind. Vote with your with truth.
Vote
with
for
truth.
And I will say, while we're talking about other communities, Paul, when I was listening in before, the last time I went to the Outer Rim and I was at the hall, I did get a burn in outer space when I went to the back room of the hall. So it is possible to burn in outer space.
Yes.
Gotta love reading jokes. Oh my gosh. So thank you so much, Dickie. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for taking time. This is not going to be the last time we see you. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Awesome. Anytime, I'm happy to participate. And I even I've always meant one of my favorite things, and I can't do it anymore because we're all stuck at home. I love Jackbox games, so I do have to join one of these nights sometime. Because
we'll see you on a Monday night when I host Jackbox games on the Twitch channel. That sounds great.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me, guys. It was so unexpected and awesome, and I appreciate it so much. And you've given a platform for my little awards show. So
I'm absolutely loving it. So guys, stick around. Coming up after this break, which includes a brand new episode of Helly and the Noob. It's Patreon's choice, and redeem those channel points if you want to ask us a fourth segment question right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Macias Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Macias will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Macias has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Macias today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up maciasmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Macias Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Macias Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways Network.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you. Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/theescapepod to sign up.
And now time for something completely shameless.
Noob.
Cheaters.
Noob.
Scammers.
Noobie.
Sandbaggers.
There you are. Wait, what's wrong, noob?
Greetings. Hello, it's my guild. There's sandbagging going on in territory wars.
Again.
Oh boy, here we go.
I just don't understand why guilds do
this.
What?
This sandbagging.
Wait, hang on. Where's that beep coming from? Is Flair in here?
Flair? I love Flair. He's awesome. I'm a
huge
fan.
Flair is pretty cool. Wait, we gotta get on with this. Okay, right. So, you don't understand why guilds do what now?
Sandbagging.
territory wars.
They force some of their members to sit out of the territory war just so they can lower their guild's galactic power, thus ensuring they face a weaker opponent, allowing them an easier win. Linux, and that's
not fair.
Oh, newbie. It's most likely not sandbagging, bud.
It's not. Please.
Explain.
All right. Here's a short PSA that can help you understand. This PSA is brought to you by Hellenics.
#shameless self-promotion.
And the Hellenics SWGOH YouTube channel. YouTube's 1,138th most popular US-based SWGOH YouTube channel, as voted by Joe, the homeless guy, on the corner of 48th and 12th. Sandbagging in territory wars. What is it? Why is it happening? And who stands to benefit? In this SWGOH PSA, we will explore TW sandbagging and the many myths that surround it. In territory wars, SWGOH guilds are matched up based on their active GP. In other words, the total galactic power of all guild members who've joined said TW. Sometimes stronger guilds whose members have a higher average GP but have fewer than 50 members joining the TW are matched up with weaker guilds whose members have a lower GP but have all their members joining. This can sometimes create a situation where a guild with stronger individual rosters faces a guild with weaker individual rosters. Many players of the SWGOH gaming community call this sandbagging. They also tend to claim this is done intentionally and that it's meant to provide the offending guild with an unfair competitive advantage. In effect, these claims state that the guilds who have fewer than 50 members joining a TW are doing so intentionally, and thus bullying weaker guilds for an easy win. Likely, this is not the case. Most of the time, guilds being accused of sandbagging have perfectly legitimate reasons, explaining why they have fewer than 50 members joining a TW. Perhaps their ranks aren't full. You can't have 50 people join a TW if your guild only has 44 members. Or maybe some members are unable to join. People do sometimes have other obligations, including work, school, and family commitments that can make them unavailable. Or what if the guild has made TWs optional? If members don't have to join a TW, some may choose not to join. Lastly, many guilds use raid ticket mules to help them generate their daily 600s. Obviously, these guilds wouldn't ask those small, undeveloped accounts to join a TW now, would they? These are some of the possibilities that could easily explain why a guild may have joined a TW with fewer than 50 members. So before you accuse a guild of intentionally sandbagging their TWs, consider this. Can there be any other reason besides sandbagging that could explain why fewer than 50 members join the TW? I'm certain that if you think about it for more than a few seconds, you will determine that yes indeed, there just may be. This has been Hellenics.
#shameless self-promotion.
For the Hellenics SWGOH YouTube channel. So this is guaranteed to gain me subscribers? So, do you see now, newbie? Your TW opponent probably isn't sandbagging your guild. It's probably just luck of the draw.
That doesn't explain
anything.
Hellenics?
Look, I know you're upset, newbie, but you can't just run off and accuse all your TW opponents of sandbagging every time that
But
they...
I'm
not
accusing our opponent of
anything.
Hellenics?
Dude, bruh, this whole skit is about TW
I'm accusing
my own guild
of sandbagging. They just told me to sit out of the territory war because I don't have
Galactic Legend Ray.
And the officers didn't want to lose another territory war. So in order to ensure a favorable matchup, I was told to
sit this one out.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, no. Okay, Yep, that's sandbagging.
I told you so.
Meatbag.
The Escape Pod. Past the bridge.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to the fourth and final segment. It's Patreon's choice, as you all know, so get your channel points redeemed for a question. Anything, absolutely anything, but make it fun and interesting. So, Paul, hit us with the first question then.
I first off, I have to say, when Helenix sent us that that video, I watched it 3 times. I loved it. And
laughing out loud in chat, I remember.
Yeah, my favorite part is my own guild. All right. So Bodhi wants us to take a cue from CG. What character would you buff and how?
I would probably buff Vader, because I mean he's good, but he should be much more OP because it's Darth Vader.
All right. You had to say Vader because that was going to be my my pick. Now I got to on the fly think of somebody else. I'm going to say Mace. You know, as cliche as it is, make Shatterpoint even more potent than it is. That's how I would buff Mace Windu.
Definitely.
All right. What ability? What's one ability you wish a ship had that's missing? Not burning. Iconic, also known like use a Force Luke on an X-wing. What's one ability you wish a ship had that's missing?
I'd like to. I suppose you could do. I suppose tractor beam would be good.
The tractor beam.
Tractor.
Damn it, Neil.
What?
You're stealing my ideas. I was okay, but I had a backup. Ion torpedoes. Get rid of all. Stall them out.
Mm-hmm.
Stall them out.
Boob gun.
What TIE variant? What TIE variant, canon or extended universe, and excluding the Interceptor, do you want to see added next?
And it's a TIE variant?
What TIE variant would you want to see?
I mean, the Tri-Fighter from Rebels would look pretty cool. I suppose that would be a pretty decent ship. Yeah.
Okay. I've actually got one that's in old canon.
Oh, right. Okay.
The TIE Phantom.
Okay.
I would love to see the TIE Phantom. We already have stealth in the game.
Mm-hmm.
The TIE Phantom would be amazing. But susceptible to ion torpedoes. See what I did there?
Yep. I saw what you did there.
All right. Man, there's a big one from Zaztastic here. If you could suggest a raid for CG to implement into the game, what would it be and how would it play out? This is Zaz's idea. It's the Sarlacc raid. Your teams start on desert transports and you have to battle to survive the pit. Adding a mechanic of feeding NPCs to the Sarlacc to keep it off of your team. Then phase 2 is Jabba's pleasure barge, you versus Jabba's personal guard. Phase 3 is Jabba himself, and SB Crumb fights iconic characters. Then phase 4 is the top deck. You have to fight off waves of vengeful minions while taking time to activate the laser cannon to blow up the barge and speed off in victory.
All right, okay.
I loved that idea.
Mm-hmm.
I actually loved that idea.
No, I think something like that would definitely work. All right, so apart from the obvious Death Star raid that we've been praying for, I'll go for a little variance on that. So I'll go for a raid based on the Return of the Jedi. So it would involve both ship and ground. So you would you'd have to you'd have to do a ground battle first against the Ewoks. Then it would go to a second phase where you're part of the Rebel fleet that's just rocked up outside the Death Star 2, and you've got to do some battling there. Then it would go back to the planet, the forest moon of Endor, where you would be fighting the Imperials in order to blow up the installation, and then last but not least, it would be a fight, a ships versus ships battle inside the core of the Death Star 2, where you destroy the core and bug out, and then that would be the raid over. So a mixture. So it wouldn't be all fleet and it wouldn't be all ground. It would be the phases for the Battle of Endor over 4 stages.
I just realized that I had not enabled the reward. So,
okay.
Here, let me test. There we go. Okay.
5 minutes in the naughty corner.
Yeah, 5 minutes in the naughty corner in the after show. So go ahead, and JJ Manners, you can ask a question now. But you don't have to spend your channel points, honestly, JJ. You are a Patreon. You don't have to spend your points. My idea would be, so you said a raid based on Return of the Jedi. We already have that. It's called the Rancor raid.
It's the pit. It's in a pit. It's one location. It's in the pit.
But it's still from Return of the Jedi. We met the Rancor in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, but it's from the beginning of the Return of the Jedi. I'm talking about the end, which is more epic.
Okay. So my choice would actually be, so we have prequels with Clone Wars. We have extended universe video games with the whole idea of with the whole triumvirate from KOTOR. Mine goes into the first of the sequel trilogy. I think a castle raid, a Takodana, a castle raid, Maz's castle, would be a great raid, where you would where basically the First Order arrives and you fight the First Order, but then you go to start fighting other people from the cantina trying to get away.
Okay.
So you're fighting a whole bunch of different scoundrels. And then you end up fighting alongside Finn and veteran Han Chewie. The third raid character would be TR-8TR, that famous stormtrooper that yelled traitor at Finn. And then the final raid, or the final part of the raid, would be Maz Kanata, and you would earn Maz Kanata shards.
Oh, just before you go on to JJ Manner's question, Ray Rocks just said so. Ray Rocks just asked a question that's got me thinking. He said, "So is there a light side and a dark side to the Return of the Jedi raid? Wouldn't it be awesome if we had an actual light side raid? Because it's always bad guys that you're raiding against. Sith, the Sith raid."
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's bouncing back and forth. You start against the Empire. You then go in and go against scoundrels, which are trying to fight the Empire or get away. Then you go against the First Order. First Order, not Empire. My apologies. Then you go against the First Order, and then you go against Maz at the very end.
Right. Okay.
So it's back and forth, back and forth.
No, I was just thinking you could do something. Empire Strikes Back-esque, where you are the Empire attacking the Hoth base or something like that. I know we've got Hoth TB.
Awesome.
We've got Hoth TB, but if you were the Empire and you went through 4 stages where you had to destroy the rebels and completely clear them out and make and the win is you've taken over the base and everybody's had to flee. Something like that would be quite cool. That would be a very cool raid. A Hoth raid where you are the you're the dark side fighting the rebellion. That could be quite cool.
Light side raid is called TB. We already get beat up on it. So JJ Manners question: what abilities would you want in a Baby Yoda kit? I think protect, attack, nap, have a snack.
So one of them would be drink soup, which gives heal to everybody. Do the magic hand thing, which gives a lot of health back to one person. Force choke, obviously. And then, lift up. So kind of like a stun. So it would just lift them up so that they're just waving their legs and arms, flailing around in the air. So those would be the 4 abilities for a Baby Yoda.
What would Baby Yoda's leader ability be?
No, he wouldn't have a leader ability because he's not a leader. He's a follower. Okay.
What about I think that Baby Yoda should not show up as a character, but should as a attacking character. They would be entirely all support, but they would be on a ship with Mando, with Din Djarin, and in turn, he would have an ability on Razor's Crest where he steals the ball.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I would still like... I mean, obviously, I would still like to see Baby Yoda as a summon from the Mandalorian. And since we've got the beginning of Season 1 Mandalorian, and we haven't got the Mandalorian in full Beskar, fingers crossed that they can still do... I would like to see him be able to summon Baby Yoda, and you get a random... a random ability. It's either a heal or a force choke.
All right. Last call for any 4th segment questions. We will do that there. Once again, guys, if you enjoyed this show today and you are not and you are looking to donate any sort of bits at the very end, please don't donate them. I don't want your bits this week. I want to have our friend Biscuit Weasel. I want to take some weight off of his shoulders. If you're unaware, he lost his computer. He lost his computer in a freak lightning storm just last night, right before he was about to get past the second phase of the gas event. He was streaming it. It happened. It was terrible. And I was mortified when I realized exactly what had happened. Please donate to him. Don't worry about us this week. Please take care of him. Thank you very much for your willingness and decision that you wanted to donate to us. But please, let's help Biscuit out as best as you can. We've put our money where our mouth is. We donated to this cause as well. Now, it's all sorts of fun. Thank you so much. This has been a great episode, and thank you for that, Neil.
No worries, mate.
So if remember, if you're having trouble, it's okay to not be okay. Talk to someone if you need help. This has been a very, very trying week for a lot of people. I reached out to Neil. He helped put me in a little bit in the right direction. So I wanted to also personally thank you for that in public. So thank you, Neil.
I'm blushing.
All right, guys. Be nice to each other, damn it. And I mean that when I say it, not just as lip service. Be nice to each other. We'll see you guys next week on the Escape Podcast. Neil, push the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks. See you in the after show.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
What happened to 7?
Just kidding.
Right.
We're back.
Bonus.
Encore.
Encore.
For all of you hardcore fans that watch us all the time.
Yes. So
and listen to us, obviously.
Yeah, I'm going to be putting a little record skip at the very end. For those who are still watching right now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute pleasure to make an announcement of immense proportion. Starting this Monday for Patreons, they're going to be able to see a test version. Am I correct? On Monday,
it'll either be Monday or Wednesday, depending on how quickly we get the mock run ready. Probably Wednesday after we've done the our tabletop thing.
Okay. So Wednesday night for our Patreons, they will be able to see the initial broadcast of GA Center. It is if you enjoy Grand Arena Championship and you enjoy things like Sports Center, we are going to be basically covering, we've got 60 accounts, 60 people that we are tracking to be able to put this show on. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, the Escape Pod Castaways Content Creator Network has partnered with SWGOH.GG for this monumental undertaking. We have official stats coming from CG and SWGOH.GG. We will have the latest breaking information, and we will break down any high target matchups, if you will. That's a way to put it, right, Neil?
Yeah. Basically, what we're doing is we will be showing the GAC results on a weekly basis. So, everybody will do their first, second, and third round, and, they'll have a banner total. We'll know how many banners they've got, how many battles that they've won, what their losses, what their wins are. And because not all content creators are in the same divisions, some people are in 6, some people are in 5, some people are in 1, some people are in 2. We're going to have content creators that either live stream or post their GACs from division 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But we're doing something a little bit special with 1. We're going to be breaking down 1 into people with and without Galactic Legends. We've been complaining about CG, how the top end is just too top heavy and they kind of need to break it down. Well, we're gonna break it down our own little way. And we will have an entire season, and we are basically going to talk through the stats. And as Paul said, if there's something amusing, something interesting in there, maybe somebody comes up against a defense they've never seen before, maybe somebody uses a counter that we've never seen before, they will be getting mentioned in the show as we're going over the stats. And obviously, once we've had 6 months of GAC, we will have a champion, a content creator GAC champion from each of these divisions that we can say they're the best over a certain period of time.
Yeah, and we'll also be giving out season, quote unquote GAC season awards as well for how they do in the downtimes. And I'm actually taking a step back from this. This idea was not mine. This was Neil and Flair of Gaming Ember's idea. They're doing a great job. Anything that is any bit donations during any of the GAC Center or GA Center, any bit donations will be split between both the Escape Pod cast staff and Flair. So if you're wanting to support that, we'll be doing it that way. This is our way. This is our niche. We love to entertain, and we love to entertain with statistics and fun and analysis in a long form format. This show is exactly what the Escape Pod Castaways Content Creator Network needed. And thank you, Flair, for coming on board with this. Neil, anything else before we go?
I can't take all of the credit. I cannot take all of the credit. Some of the credit has to go to my Epiphany toilet. I kid you not. I had this idea while I was sat on the toilet. It sounds funny and outrageous saying that. I just had to say it. I had to say it.
Of course you had to say it.
I had to say it. If you've watched Scrubs season 5, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, we love our Scrubs here at the Escape Podcast. We love you too, Bringer. All right. With that being said, for real this time.
For real this time, yeah.
Neil, push the button.
It's half an hour, folks. See you in the after show.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gotta be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.